Hello, welcome to 3 Cool Gaming Exploits. I've only just got out of bed. I haven't even had my tea yet. And already I've seen a complete and utter dick move. This time regarding Sony, I thought Ubisoft with their pre-order trailer yesterday with a slot machine exclusive competition bonus only if you pre-order. Oh my god, just watch that video, it's a joke. It's an utter joke. Oh, I couldn't believe it. This is even worse. This is possibly one of the biggest dick moves I've seen in a fair while. You may have heard of the PlayStation Now service, which is going to be a streaming service for all your old PlayStation games from the PS1 all the way to the PS3. So, if you want to play a PS2 game on this, you could. Or any of the other PlayStation games. It's kind of epic. The concept is excellent. It provides full backwards compatibility, which I think you can agree no one can complain about. Well, you can when they're doing it the way that they're planning to do it. It is currently in beta and some prices have came out. Now, before I continue, if you was to say go and get a PlayStation 2 game, and I have seen a PlayStation 2 game in a shop, and, well, I saw quite a few, but in a shop I saw PlayStation 2 games for, let's see, it was 50p for a game, and then it was £1 for 2 games, and I think it was £2, no, it was £1.50 for 3 games. So, for less than 3 packets of crisps, or chips if you're in America, you could get 3 PlayStation 2 games. That's how bargain basement cheap it is right now. They're practically being given away, and that's in the UK. And this wasn't even in a game shop, this was in an estate agent's, literally a corner shop, where you'd buy your cigarettes. You can literally find them anywhere. PlayStation 2 games at the moment, and they might as well be free. So how much do you think Sony are planning on charging to stream a game on the PlayStation Now service? Well, hold on to your arses, because they're about to explode with rage. And you are about to shit your pants in absolute horror. I shit you not. It's a rental service, for one. You cannot own any game. You cannot buy it and stream it permanently on your PlayStation Now service account, which would be your PSN account, but whatever. Here are the prices. Boom. So for 4 hours, it is $4.99 or £2.94. For 7 days, it is $7.99 or £4.71. For 30 days, it is $14.99 US or £8.83. 90 days, it is $29.99 or £17.67. Well, Sony, you are a bunch of cheap arseholes. Really are. Because, like I said before, a PlayStation 2 game I can get for 50p. Now, if you want to argue about a PlayStation 3 game, because this picture that I have seen is a screenshot, and it was for Final Fantasy 13-2. So that's a PlayStation 3 game. And just in case you thought I was bullshitting you, there it is. There's the screenshot. Proof. Right there. How the fuck do they expect us to pay this? Why would anyone pay this? Please, if you could tell me why you'd pay that much for this game, I'd love to know. I really would. Now, let's just say you want to go buy a PlayStation 3 game. That's relatively old now. Off the top of my head, let's say Uncharted 1. You can probably get that for about £5. So for the price that it costs for a 7-day rent, you can just own the game. And I know that a lot of PlayStation 4 users already have a PlayStation 3. And I know for a fact that PlayStation 3 prices are dropping quite considerably for the actual console itself. And the games are going to be cheap as balls. So for anyone who missed out on exclusives because they had an Xbox or they just didn't have a PlayStation for whatever reason, then you're going to be able to go buy a PlayStation 3 and play all those exclusives for relatively fucking cheap very soon. So this PlayStation Now service is an utter screw job. And this is what happens. This is what happens when there's two things going on for Sony right now. One, they are having a massive success in the gaming market with their PlayStation brand. At the moment, it's having a big boom because everyone's so impressed with the PlayStation 4, and rightly so. But on the other hand, in every other division that they have, for all sorts of hardware, like for stereos, for TVs, for laptops, their PCs are drowning. They are losing so much money, it hurts the brain. It really does. It's like losing 4 months worth of wages in one day. That's how much they're bleeding in other departments. Every other department is registering a loss, last time I checked, which wasn't long ago. Whereas the PlayStation is the only brand that Sony owns that is actually making a profit. Yeah. So Sony are actually not doing that well in the grand scheme of things, but in the gaming market they're dominating. So one or two things happens here, and there are a few things that I've noticed. There's always two things that can happen. A company does bad in general, which will be, all the other departments that are losing money in Sony's case. The company does really badly. They either up the prices to a point where no one's going to shop there ever again, or they drop the prices so low that they're practically giving it away and they're barely making a profit on each sale, if they are. And then you've got the other end of things, when a company is booming so much that they've almost attained a monopoly in a market. Xbox One's still competition, but the gap in sales is considerable. So essentially, Sony can consider themselves to have a slight monopoly on the gaming market right now when it comes to consoles. And when that happens, they pretty much feel like they cannot do no wrong. You end up with prices just skyrocketing as much as they can charge for everything that they can possibly charge for. And this is what has happened. They have decided that, well, we'll just charge more. Because the thought of pricing PlayStation 3 games and PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 games at these kinds of prices, all you have to do is literally just search a PlayStation 3 game online and you'll see, unless it's like brand new, like Watch Dogs, you'll see the prices are rather low. So to think that you can only rent it for 90 days and it's going to cost you $30 or damn near £20, and for 4 hours it's $4.99 or around £3 just for 4 hours, when you can literally buy the games for less and actually own a copy, blows my fucking mind. I see it as a fucking insult. All these people, all the dedicated PlayStation fans, and now the new fledglings that they've gained since E3 back in 2013 and the recent E3 as well. Since the launch of the PS4, all the followers, all the fans that they've gained, and now they have just whipped out a sloppy dick and slapped them round the face with it. That's how it seems to me. And I am glad that at the moment I don't have a PlayStation, because I'd feel so insulted right now. It is a piss take that they'd expect you to spend that much money on games that you don't even own. Especially when you don't even own a physical copy of it. One last thing. I'm going to compare the PlayStation Now service with other rental services, like say LoveFilm in the UK, or Gamefly I think it is in the US you have, which is essentially what LoveFilm is but for games only. So LoveFilm, you could rent DVDs, Blu-rays and games. Gamefly, just games. Right? Now you would spend something anywhere between £10 or 20 odd pounds or $20. I've heard $20 for Gamefly, and that's per month. So anywhere between 10 quid, 20 quid per month, and you can rent up to 3 to 5 discs per month, and that can be games or DVDs or Blu-rays. When it comes to LoveFilm, I'm going to use that as my prime example because I've actually had that service. I have no clue about Gamefly. It's not available in the UK. Really, I've just seen it because I was searching one day. But yeah, so for the price of renting one game, you could rent 5 games, and there's no late fee. You can rent them for as long as you bloody well want. It's something like you get 2 discs per go, so that's 2 games or 2 DVDs or a game and a DVD, whichever combo you want, and then you just send it back when you're finished. So you can have it for 30 days if you want, or you could send it back quicker so you can get the other 2 discs that you are owed that month. In comparison, you're paying the same price for the service I just described for 1 game. And you're paying more in some cases. What a joke. Anyway, I'm going to go because I'm half pissed off. I need my tea. I need to drink my tea. I've been drinking tea, but I feel like I need another tea because I've quit smoking and now I want to punch a Sony executive or whoever made this decision. Whoever made the pricing decisions on this PlayStation Now service needs a slap. What the fuck was he thinking? Anyway, yeah, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching Recoil Gaming Exploits. Do that stuff that every other channel tells you to do, and I will see you soon. Goodbye. Scheduled video coming up later on today as well. Just thought I'd remind you. Yeah. Bye.